Namaste everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I have a morning flow that's going to be perfect for all levels. So feel free to have a couple of yoga blocks handy if you'd like them. And it's going to be a really nice, slow and pretty gentle class today. We may throw in a few balancing poses, but this is just going to be spontaneously done. I haven't pre-thought out this class. I'm just going to work with my body and how it's feeling today, and hopefully you guys can follow along and enjoy it as much as I am. So we're going to sit up tall in a seated position. Tops of the hands to the knees, drop your shoulders down and back. Just take a moment here to come into the body and to become present before we begin our flow. So just breathe naturally. And then when you're ready, start to deepen the inhales and the exhales. If you know Ujjayi breath, start to engage that now. Drop your head to the left, extend your right arm, lock the elbow. Stretching through the right top shoulder and down the neck, all the way down to the fingertips. Place that hand back to your knee, roll your head over to the left. To the right, drop your head, extend the left arm, lock the elbow, feeling that stretch down the top of the shoulder, through the arm and up through the neck. Bring that arm back to the knee and roll your head a few times, slowly from shoulder to shoulder. Coming back to center. You can open your eyes and just give your wrists a little roll out in one direction and then in the other. And then bring your hands in front of you with the fingertips facing your legs and your thumbs on the outside edges of your hands. Put a little bend in your elbows and feel that stretch down through the front of the forearms, the back of the forearms. If it feels good, maybe just gently rock from side to side, but make sure there's no pain and that this actually feels good. If there's a bit of pain, just move your hands a little further away from your body or just come up a little so that your palms aren't touching the ground. The closer your palms are to the ground, the more intense the stretch will be. And then come on up, give the wrists a little roll out once again and then a little shake. And then we'll take the tops of the palms down to the mat so your fingertips are facing your legs again, and now the thumbs are on the inside edge. And again, if you start pressing your wrists down to the ground, then you're going to feel a more intense stretch. So just listen to your body. And then back to center. Change the position of your legs, taking a side body stretch over to the left. Extend your right arm up and over your ear. You can stay up onto the left palm if that feels better, or you can come all the way down onto the forearm. Just be mindful and try to keep your sit bones on the ground. Tilt your chest towards the sky. Maybe cradle your head with your right hand. If you're on the forearm, just come up and we're going to take a twist, taking that right hand to the left leg. And then your left hand behind you. Take your gaze behind you. And on exhales, try to get slightly deeper into the twist. On your inhales, just take a nice deep breath through the nose. Raise the hand to the sky, look up, inhale, stretch. Taking the right hand down to the ground, inhale, lift the left up and over your ear. You can cradle the head and tilt the chest to the sky, or you can come all the way down to the forearm. Come back up, taking a twist to the right, so left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Keep your breath deep. Back to center, inhale your hands to the sky, stretch up, and back down to the mat. So now just extend your legs out in front of you, hip distance, hands behind you, shoulder distance, but a little bit away from your bum, maybe a couple of inches away. We're going to come into reverse tabletop, so inhale, lift the hips to the sky, drop your head back and feel that stretch through the shoulders. Squeeze your glutes and lift your legs higher. Squeeze your legs so that you keep your knees in line with your hips. And then very slowly start to lower the hips down. Don't bring your head up, because just as your bum touches the ground, we're going to lift it back up again. Squeeze the glutes. Do this 3 times. So slowly drop the hips. Maybe feel your bum touch the ground, or just before it does, squeeze your glutes back up to the sky. One more. And then slowly drop your hips and your bum all the way down, head comes up last. Just hug your knees and start to pull your shoulder blades apart. So hold onto your knees and arch your back. You'll feel a bit of a stretch down the backs of the shoulders, between the shoulder blades. Now turn this ball, stay where you are, but turn this ball that you're in into a rocking motion. So let go of your knees, extend your arms and start to rock along your spine. Maybe you can rock all the way back to a seat and back again, just rolling out through the spine. Follow your breath. if you can, rock back all the way into your plow pose, or come out of your rock and slowly make your way into plow. So you're bringing your feet up and over your head, suck your belly button back, and try to straighten your legs. Don't move your neck, keep your neck still. Keep your arms alongside the mat, hands firmly pressed into the ground. If this is not accessible, then just stay in your rocking motion. Maybe rock out a few more times, or you can take yourself into a child's pose. Then slowly rock yourself out of plow, back into a seat, and taking a couple more rocks here along the spine. Okay, let's take one more rock, but now this time, if you can, rock yourself into your boat pose. So hold behind your legs, keep your knees at a 90-degree angle to the mat, and if it's easier, you can hold behind the legs and just stay here, or you can let go, extend your arms alongside the body, hug the core back, just firing up the core for the day. You can also extend your legs to make it a little more intense. And then roll back again. Roll back, and now this time cross your feet, place your palms onto the mat, extend your legs and step back into a plank. Hug your belly button back, and in your plank, start to find a rocking motion. Stretching out the calves, so press those heels down towards the mat as you rock backwards. And then straighten the legs, but keep looking behind, between the palms, arms straight, legs straight, feet together, pressing those heels down towards the ground as best you can, just to stretch out the calves and the backs of the legs before we come into our downward dog. Don't worry if your heels don't touch the ground, but just bring that attention to this pose. Maybe look at the toes if that's comfortable, and try to press those heels down. Try to keep your legs straight, just until you feel that lovely stretch. And now step your feet hip distance a little closer to the hands and make your way into your downward facing dog. Hug your belly button up and back. The thighs slightly internally rotate, and your shoulder blades slightly externally rotate. Palms shoulder distance. Take some deep breaths here. Now roll forward and drop your knees down to the mat. Extend your arms out in front of you, coming down for your puppy pose. So you can place your head straight onto the mat with your arms nice and long, your knees in line with your hips. Or if you would like to, you can use a block. Place it where your forehead is going to go, just to keep your head a little raised, if that's more accessible to you. So be where you are, and of course if you're more intermediate, you can always bring your chest and chin all the way down to the floor. So breathe deep, whichever variation you're in. Knees hip distance, breathe deep. Hug your belly back. Start to make your way back to a downward facing dog by pulling your arms slightly closer towards your feet and send your hips to the sky. Now let's all take a very slow walk together to get to the top of the mat into a forward fold. Now your hamstrings may be very tight from the night's sleep, so hang heavy above your legs, maybe bend them, maybe place your stomach and chest onto the thighs and grab onto each elbow, hanging heavy like a rag doll while your hamstrings wake up. If you can start to bend and straighten through the legs just to wake up your hamstrings, only if that's possible and comfortable. If you have the flexibility, hang heavy. Perhaps even take a little rock from side to side or forwards and back. Taking your hands to your shins, inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold down. And again, inhale, look forward, straighten your back. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, down. Now roll your spine nice and slowly all the way to mountain, but inhale your hands above your head. Look up as they touch and stretch. Back to the side body. We're going to take a little bit of balancing poses now. So inhale, lift your left leg towards your chest. If it helps you, you can hold on to that leg and just stand like this. Squeeze your standing leg glute. If you want to, you can let go of the leg. Just keep it held there. So take either of those variations, and if you want to go a step further, you can start opening the hip and closing it back. You can even use your hand to guide it. Open it and close it. Open and close, and just keep going. Or you can just stand holding the leg, whichever works for you. Take the variation that works. Just warming the hip flexor, creating mobility. And now everybody open your hip, and we're going to press that standing foot high up towards the groin, so higher than the knee. If that's not accessible, plant it below the knee. But we're going to come into our tree pose. I'll face you. If you're already in tree pose, just stand and breathe. Okay, so your foot can be below or above the knee. Stand up tall, hug your belly button back. Hands pressed against your chest in prayer. Look at something that's not moving and breathe deep. Okay, now slowly take that foot off of your leg and hug it back towards your body. And then we're going to come into, so keep your leg hugged up and start to extend that leg behind you for warrior two. Now maybe take one of your blocks and place it on the ground if you would like some more stability. So we're in our warrior three here. Your hands can be alongside your body, or you can place some hands on your block to help you with balance. Just take one more breath in this balance. And then draw the leg back to your mountain pose. Inhale, hands reach up to the sky, look up. Exhale, fold from the hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Take a moment here in your forward fold. Now inhale, half lift, hands to shins, back is nice and flat. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands shoulder distance, step back into a plank. Hug your belly button up and back. Lower the knees. Bend the elbows, keep them close to the body, come all the way down to the chest. Inhale, lift for cobra, baby cobra. Or you can come into full cobra. Exhale down. And send your hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Breathe deep. Let's do the other side, so start to walk forwards between the palms. Fold, hang heavy in a ragdoll. Maybe your hamstrings are opening up for you. Maybe you can straighten them now. Don't worry if you still can't, just do what feels comfortable. Okay, inhale, half lift, hands to your shins, look forward, and exhale, fold. 2 more just like that. Inhale, look forward, back nice and straight. Exhale, fold. 1 more, inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. And then slowly roll your spine all the way to mountain. Inhale, hands to the sky, look up and stretch. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. We're going to inhale and lift our right knee towards our chest. Remember, you can just stay here, just with your leg bent, holding on. My cat is crazy. Squeeze the knee towards your chest. Or you can take it in just one hand and start to open and close the knee at your own pace. But just keep doing it, try to find that balance, and don't worry if you fall out. Just come straight back in. I'll face you for this. So we're going to open, close. Or you can take your hands to your heart center and just naturally do it with your leg, without any hand support. Just finding that opening of the leg, of the hip. One more. And now keep the leg open. If you're just standing holding onto the leg, open your knee out now, making our way into our tree pose. So place the foot above or below the knee. Squeeze the standing glute. Hug your belly button back. Hands and heart center at prayer. Find your drishti point, find your point of focus, somewhere that is not moving. Hug your knee back up towards your chest. Hold it if you need to. Just give it a squeeze. And then slowly start to send that leg behind you. Your body comes parallel to the ground with your hands either alongside your body or place a block in front of you to help you with balance in your warrior 3. If you fall out, just lift that leg back up and come back into the pose. We're only going to hold it for a couple of breaths. Now slowly draw that leg to meet the standing leg. Give your legs a little wobble. And then exhale, fold from the hips. Legs can be straight or bent. Hang heavy. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins, look forward. Exhale, fold. Do that one more time. Inhale, half lift, look forward. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands shoulder distance and step back into your plank once again. Hug your belly button back. Now slowly take your knees to the ground. Exhale down, all the way down to your chest. Bend your elbows alongside the body. Inhale for baby cobra or full cobra by lifting your chest up and off the ground. Exhale down. Bend your legs. Take a grip of the inside edges of your feet. And we're going to come into our bow pose. So on your inhale, lift your legs to the sky as well as your chest. So you're gripping onto the feet, you're lifting your chest and your thighs off the ground. Like you're balancing on your hip bones and your pelvic floor bone. Pelvic bone. Pelvic bone is what I meant. Okay, keep it lifted. And then exhale down. Lift yourself back to a downward facing dog. Our last down dog of the morning. Hug your belly button back. And then come on down. Open your knees as wide as your mat. Keep your feet together and send your tailbone down towards your heels. Extend your arms out long in front of you and bring your forehead to the ground. This is our wide-legged child's pose. If this is not accessible, place a cushion underneath your bum, between your heels and your bum. And you can always rest your head onto a block if you would like to. So wherever you are, get comfortable. We'll take some deep breaths in this gentle hip opener. Okay, push yourself up into a seat. Now take any seat that you would like to. You can go cross-legged. You can lie on the ground in Shavasana if you would like to. Or you can kneel, whatever feels good. Find some comfort. Sit up tall. I hope you already feel a lot lighter in your body. A lot more at ease. Maybe a little bit pain-free as well. Sometimes when we wake up in the morning we can feel very stiff. So give your shoulders a little roll out in one direction with your eyes closed. And then just rotate in the opposite direction. And then become still. We're going to take a moment here. Try not to skip this. Face the palms towards the sky on your knees if you're seated. If you're in Shavasana, just become natural with your breath. And everybody, just take a natural breath here. Don't force anything. Just take a moment for your practice to sink in. Also a moment of silence and complete present attention to this moment before you begin your day ahead. So we're just going to be silent together for a while here. Whenever you notice your mind starting to drift off elsewhere and think about the day or think about yesterday, then bring your awareness back to your breath and back to the sensations of your body to ground you and to bring you back into this moment. Okay, everyone, if you would like to continue meditating, you're more than welcome. You can stay here as long as you like, or end your practice with me by wiggling your fingertips and maybe your toes, even if you're seated. And then raise your palms and just start to rotate the wrists. Keep your eyes closed here. And then rotate the palms in the opposite direction. If you're seated, maybe just extend one leg and then the other. Sit up tall once again. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Take 3 just like that. In through the nose, exhale out the mouth. Change the position of your legs if you're in a cross-legged position. And you can very slowly start to open your eyes. And thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I so hope you enjoyed this flow. All my classes are pretty much spontaneous, guys. I never have written down a class or pre-planned a class. So just so you know, that's how I film and how I teach, is that I just go with my body. So always try to go with your body as well. If something doesn't feel good, you can change it up for a different pose, or you can simply modify it to suit your body, which is why for my all-level classes I try to encourage you guys to have yoga blocks, for example. If you don't have yoga blocks in your house, then I recommend you buy some. They're so cheap on Amazon. It doesn't really matter about the quality of them. I quite like the foam ones because they're a little more spongy, and they allow, if you use them for body weight training or anything like that, they just have a little bit of give in them, so they're not so hard. But everybody has different preferences. But yeah, do please try and follow your body. And if anything doesn't feel right, then you know that you need to come out of the pose, or at least take a little bit more of a beginner variation of the pose. Because with time, all the poses will come to you, so you don't have to force it. Just continue with a consistent practice. So if you enjoyed the class, please do subscribe if you're not already subscribed. That really helps the channel. Remember to leave me a thumbs up and a comment as well. This will also help to grow the channel and help me continue to bring new content your way. And I do have a new button which will help me out as well, which is a donation button. It's completely up to you if you want to leave a donation. If you do, it can be as little as 50p, 50 cents, whatever it is that you want to leave. But thank you so much once again. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.